Welcome to our show. Ina from Ukraine and in an exchange program in Hong Kong.
Hey,
hello.
Welcome
And
to the show.
Andrew invited him to come. She's from McGill University of Canada.
McGill University, and has been coming over here to HKUST.
So it's kind of like Ukraine to McGill to Hong Kong.
Yeah.
All right, and then we are focusing back on Ukraine again. Well, yesterday I talked about the election, and you said actually nobody can think about the election right now.
Right now,
why is that?
I mean, well, with Russian troops on Ukrainian soil in the Crimea, we saw on Sunday afternoon with the head of the Navy, who is I think the 5th in 2 weeks, signing over and saying that he is now going to be allied with the Russian forces. I mean, these are really startling developments, and there's a big question about what the international community's reaction is going to be. The Ukraine does have a military in place. Historically, it has been designed to repel an attack from the west, but now the threat is from the east. It's underfunded, but they do have conscription, which means that every male in the country under the age of 40 has been asked to sign and basically make themselves available. Whether or not weapons and equipment will be there for them is another question if they need to face the Russian situation. Have you No, you're still able to get in touch with people. You don't have any trouble picking up the phone and calling.
But my mom, maybe she's a panicker person,
a
panic person, but she's worried that the online thing can be interrupted, so we won't be able to keep in touch. She's worried about that, as well as a bank operation. It might be interrupted as well. That's why she was talking to my aunt who is living in Russia.
Right.
So she might be helping me with money, with whatever I will need.
Are people trying to get money out of the country, or stockpile it, or?
I don't know that many people who would be able to go somewhere abroad.
Right.
Because Ukraine is still a developing country. There wouldn't be that many people who would be just on the regular basis going out.
Andrew mentioned about conscription, and I think call for joining the army, to call to join the army. Do you think there will be a conscription soon? Because if people are going to join the army, they won't think about transferring the money out of the country. They still want to fight.
Yeah. So there might be a conscription. This is the word, right? There might be, and actually it was everyone, even the temporary politicians, and people in the countries are worrying about this, because if there will be a call for war, Putin will get what he wants. He is provoking people. He wants them to go on the war. He wants have an excuse for what he's doing. So if the people will go on the war, and I hope, if they will, I hope the other countries will join, there would be a war, and it will be based in Ukraine, on Ukrainian land.
But nobody wants a war.
Nobody wants a war.
For example, I wouldn't, because if we strive for a European level, we should better use diplomacy, and we should talk first about the issues before fighting, before actually giving into this deception, into the fullness of Putin, because he never performs the promises here, his promises. So why would you give in into that?
You're a student. The people that you know are probably, that you're closest to are probably in that 18 to 23, 24 age range.
Where are you studying?
Accounting.
Accounting. Okay. If the call to arms comes, do you think your generation will answer that call?
I think they will. They will, because we are the one who wants the change, and I think we are the one who would be a perfect substitution for those temporary or previous politicians.
Yeah.
We are the one who are indifferent of what is going on in the country, and we are indifferent of the future of the country. We want it to be united, and to keep it united, we will have to fight.
Yeah.
This is
If
sad to say.
If you don't fight, you could be united under the Russian Empire.
Meaning that we'll go back to Soviet Union.
You mean the Soviet 2.0?
If you don't fight, yeah.
Exactly,
right.
But this is why we will, and I will be very proud of it, because the people were already killed. This is sad. This shouldn't be like that. But I mean, we will have to do something to defend ourselves. It's better to solve it with the words, but
well, a war may not be a solution. An election may not be a solution. For Ukrainian, what is the solution?
As I told you, I think it's diplomacy.
Diplomacy is the
Diplomacy,
solution.
talking about the things, and actually asking outside, asking internationally, asking people to raise awareness around the world and ask for their help. Ask to European Union or Obama to actually calm down Putin and his I don't know, his weird mind.
So you believe in intervention from outside?
Yeah, I believe in it, and I hope it won't be only words, but there will be action. And this action will not lead to the war, but will lead to peaceful resolution of the situation.
Yeah, Britain and the United States are bound by treaty, as is Russia, to defend Ukraine's territorial integrity. That was part of the deal on nuclear disarmament. Ukraine gave up their nuclear weapons in 1994 on the basis of this treaty that Russia, the U.S., and the Ukraine signed to protect Ukraine's borders. Russia obviously has shown that they don't respect that treaty. The question is, will Britain and the U.S. put force behind their commitment? And that is very unclear at this point. Whether countries like Germany or Poland would also suffer Russia invading one of their neighbors, because if Russia goes into the Ukraine, it brings them right to Poland's border, the Czech Republic's border. Nobody wants the Soviet Union.
Well, we have to wrap up our show for today.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. We share your worries and sadness as well.
But can I ask for a message for the Ukrainians? Because I really wanted.
That's why I think, why don't you talk? I think you can have two messages.
Okay.
One message for the international community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And one message for all the Ukrainians
who
are still in Ukraine right
maybe
now.
in Ukrainian.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can speak in Ukrainian or English.
Okay, since we're in Hong Kong, I would ask all Hong Kongers, Hong Kongers of Ukrainian origin, please take a step. Let's do something. There have been already a lot of movements, a lot of petitions signed up around the world to help Ukrainians. Let's do something like that too, because there are so many people living here. If we will make them aware of the situations, they might help. And people around the world, Ukrainians around the world, keep the things you're doing, because this is amazing, this is impressive. This is wonderful that you are supporting those who are in Ukraine. I'm in heart with you. And Україна, будь ласочка, українці зі Сходу і Заходу, з півдню і півночі, будь ласка, не бийтеся, бо ми одна країна, і не будь ласка, не будьте обдурені Путіним чи політиками нашими. Думайте своєю головою, думайте про своє майбутнє, про своїх дітей і не піддавайтеся цим їхнім обіцянкам, тому що ми знаємо, що вони їх ніколи не виконують, ніколи. Просто думайте своєю головою і боріться за свою країну. Ми в серці, ті, хто за кордоном, ми в серці з вами. Ми надіємося на краще, і ми надіємося, ми маємо віру в вас. Будь ласка, борітеся і не зупиняйтеся. Будь ласка, ми з вами. Дякую.
One final question. How to say hope in Ukrainian?
Надія.
Nadia.
Надія. Yeah.
Nadia is the word.
Hope.
Nadia is the word Ukraine needs right now.
And this is what in our hearts. I think it's majority of Ukrainians. I think a lot of majority of Ukrainians around the world and in Ukraine. It's what we have right now, and we are hoping that there would be a change in the country. Despite what was before, there was some tension between Ukrainians, between east and west, between south, north, whatever. We are country. We are the whole single thing, entity, and we have to fight for it, and we have the hope for that.
Nadia.
That the change will come. Nadia. And
Nadia.
it dies at last. It's what we say in Ukraine.
Nadia.
Nadia.
Thank you, Ina.
All the
Thank
best
you,
to
Andrew.
all the best to your
Vincent.
family, your friends in the Ukraine, people of the Ukraine.
Thank you so much. Thank you.